Claude Code just became the world's #1 tool for working with big, complex code bases, and 99% of engineers are using it backwards. I discovered a three-phase system that turns Claude from an autonomous guesser into a disciplined engineering teammate for messy monorepos, legacy services, and real production systems. And in this video, I'll show you how to safely refactor these complex and fragile legacy systems in a fraction of the time, saving you catastrophic production incidents, making you exponentially more productive, and getting you light years ahead of engineers who are still letting AI make architectural decisions without the proper guardrails. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Robbie. I am a software engineer working in legacy production code every single day, and I haven't written a single line of code by hand in months, but my output has never been higher. Over the last year, I've been obsessing over how to make AI actually work in real production systems, and this framework is a result of everything I've learned. So if you haven't already, grab your tea, open your most complicated code base, and let's dive straight in. I will be linking the complete framework step-by-step how to do it, including the exact prompts I used, in the description below. Phase 1, the research phase. This is the phase most engineers skip entirely, and it's exactly why things go wrong. 3 steps in your code base. Research, understand, set the rules. Step 1. Map your architecture. Don't tell Claude to read the codebase. That burns your context window and degrades its reasoning. Use an explore agent and ask for a mermaid diagram. Same understanding, 3 to 6 times fewer tokens. The output is your architectural.md file. Everything else builds on it. Step 2. Run the /init command at your project root. This generates your claude.md file, Claude's brain for the project. But don't leave it as one flat file. Use a hierarchy structure so Claude only loads the rules relevant to the subdirectory it's actually working in, and generate a .claudeignore file immediately to block logs, build artifacts, and node modules. Step 3. Engineer that root claude.md file using what, why, and how. What your stack is, why architectural decisions were made, and how Claude must behave, including hard rules defining exactly what it cannot touch. Reference your architecture map with @architecture.md. Keep the file under 300 lines. Phase 2, the learning phase. This is the most important phase, and it's not even close. Phase 1 gave Claude the map. Phase 3 is where the implementation happens. But Phase 2 is where every decision gets locked in before any of that happens. Get this right, and Phase 3 is almost automatic. Rush it, and you're handing an autonomous agent a half-baked plan on a production system. Step 1. Enter plan mode. First, lock Claude into plan mode. Shift+Tab twice, or set the permission mode plan flag. It can read and reason, but it cannot change a single file. Step 2. Run the planning interview. This is where most people go wrong. They give Claude a list of things to fix and say go. Don't do that. Instead, you're going to run a structured back and forth interview, almost like pair programming with a senior engineer who just finished reading your entire code base. The key instruction in this prompt is ask me clarifying questions one at a time. Again, this prompt will be available in the Notion page link below. That line is load bearing. Remove it and Claude dumps every question it has in one overwhelming block, and important decisions get glossed over. One question at a time forces both of you to think through each decision deliberately before moving on to the next. Claude surfaces what it finds. You respond with priorities and constraints, and that conversation shapes the plan. Step 3. Lock in the implementation.md file. The output of that interview is your implementation.md file, a prioritized ordered list of every single change that will happen in Phase 3. This is the contract. Every decision, every constraint, every do not touch lives here. Not in your head, not in the chat window that resets. Once it's finalized, you tell Claude to reference it inside the claude.md file. That's what gives Claude institutional memory across sessions. Without it, every new context window starts from 0 and none of the decisions you made carry forward. Before you move to Phase 3, 3 things need to be true. Your implementation plan must exist with a clear order list of changes. Your claude.md references it, and you have personally read through the plan and agreed with the order before any code is written. If any of those things are missing, stop. A weak plan in Phase 2 becomes a broken code base in Phase 3. Phase 3, execution. This is where the work actually happens, and the discipline here is simple. One change, one verification, one acceptance every time. Step 1. Set up your environment. 2 things before you touch anything. First, enable ask mode. Nothing changes without your approval. Second, if you're running parallel sessions across services, use Git work trees to keep them isolated. Step 2. Execute the loop. Pull the next task from your implementation plan, give Claude a specific scoped instruction. Claude makes the change, you manually verify it, accept or reject reject, and then move on to the next task. Here's a red flag to watch out for. If Claude's proposed change touches more files than the task logically requires, stop and reject it. A change that feels too big almost always is. Step 3. Manage your context window actively. Watch your context window. At 50 to 60% capacity, run /compact. Step 4. Write a handoff document at the end of every session. Never rely on session memory for multi-day work. Before you close Claude each day, have it generate a handoff document. What was completed, what's in progress, what test passed, and the exact next task to pick up from. Load that document at the start of your next session. Combined with your Claude.md and implementation.md, you're back to full context in seconds instead of spending 20 minutes reorienting a confused AI. When every task in your implementation.md plan is marked complete, every change has been manually verified, and your tests are passing, you're done. That's the framework. 3 phases, 0 guessing, and Claude never gets more autonomy than your process allows. So that's the full framework. Phase 1, map your system, set the rules, define the landmines. Phase 2, build the plan in writing before anything moves. Phase 3, execute one atomic change at a time, verify everything, and never let Claude outrun your process. 3 phases, and Claude never gets more autonomy than explicitly allowed. If this saved you from a production incident you didn't even know was coming, drop a like. It genuinely helps this reach other engineers who need it. And if you want the full Notion page with every exact prompt from this video, that's linked in the description. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.